Good morning. How is everybody today? On this gloomy Tuesday here in New England anyway. Lots of rain again. It's Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. And I hope you're waking up as I am. Bright-eyed, bushy tail, bad hair day and all. CJ, thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And Jeannie, good morning. Mike, thank you for all of your work that you're doing with and your daughter, helping me get some graphic stuff taken care of with t-shirts and PDFs, etc. Can't thank you guys enough. And Jeannie, of course, congratulations on your events. And thank you, Mr. Nobody, for helping me with understanding the abomination of desolation even deeper and better, and how much and how important the rosary and this Mass is in keeping that at bay, so that we can change things for the better, for the good. Okay, let's get started. We'll talk a little bit more about the manipulation of money, and that's we're coming into a time period where there is going to be some change in the money supply, or how it's used, or what it is, who gets to define it, all that sort of thing. That's why it's really imperative that we say our rosary and get more and more people to come to Mass with an open mind, not so much that your brains fall out, but enough so that you can discern truth and humbly look at what we're doing and what has happened to the church over the centuries. All right, I got my little fire going. I can close her down a little bit so it's not roaring out of control. All right, let's start. In nomine Dei, Matronam Nostra, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of God and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. Most holy and adorable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I adore thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O my God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces that we receive, and offer our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany. O my God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O my God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. Let us O God, Our Lady, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, I detest all my sins because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all because I have offended thee, my God, who art good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve with the help of thy grace to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Okay, so we were talking about banks and what they should be allowed to charge for their services. And again, most people would agree to a service charge for the creation of the exchange medium. I'm going to continue to read here. As the function is a public service, that is, the creation and use of money, it can be conceded that the banks have a right to a reasonable remuneration. The term interest cannot probably be applied to bank charges, though, for the issue of bank money. Accordingly, a moderate service charge is justified, but are the banks content with this? Sir Reginald Rowe expresses the attitude of mind of the growing body of students of the banking system on this point when he writes, "New economists are not prepared to admit that banking could not be worked much more cheaply. But even if banking administration cost no less, they think it fatally wrong that the creation and destruction of money should be left to private concerns owned by shareholders. The banks publish balance sheets, but no profit and loss accounts. Their operations are largely kept secret. Their balance sheets leave much unrevealed. They can always, through their power in the manufacture of credit, arrange to pay a 15% dividend, which seems to be about the figure which their directorates judge will not alarm the public, or any large dividend within reasonable limits. It is interesting to note that state-created money, for example, silver and copper coins, circulates without interest being paid on it, while bank-created money enables a dividend of 15% to be paid on its circulation. Though a moderate rate of interest on the creation of money can be justified as a service charge, yet all Catholic writers agree that an excessive rate of interest is usurious. All right, I'm going to read that again. Though a moderate rate of interest on the creation of money can be justified as a service charge, which I disagree, yet all Catholic writers agree that an excessive one. Okay. This, however, can hardly be what Pope Leo XIII meant when he said that the usury had come back under another guise, for it is an old form of usury. It seems fairly obvious that the manner in which usury has come back in modern times under another form is by the arbitrary changes made in the volume of exchange medium by those who are in chief control of the monetary system. Private interests. The argument must be understood to be exclusively against the financial leaders who direct its major operations. The deflation after the Great War, that's the First World War, which told so hardly on Irish farmers, was certainly not the working out of an inexorable law of nature like a drought in Australia. Money is manipulated by human intelligences and wills responsible for the scarcity of money. And that was spoken of by Pope Pius XI. It is the big financiers, the dealers in big money, writes Sir Reginald Rowe in The Root of All Evil, who control the machine by directing the movements of credit. And this gives them immense power over the rest of us. Those in chief control of money are comparatively few, but the army they command is large, since it contains all those whose livelihood is associated with the movements of money. I think that many of the leaders, if not all, understand the problem perfectly well, but keep it as far as possible from their own consideration as well as from that of others. Of the rank and file of the monetary army, probably not 1 in 100 understands the problem at all. Books are written about it which they do not read, and it is hardly ever mentioned in the press. I think many of them are beginning to doubt if the present system, is satisfactory. And today it's, like half of them. The press is hugely capitalized, must pay interest on its capital, and has to finance itself on the large scale, which is so dear to the heart of the money power. In the present state of public ignorance, no important newspaper dare affront and challenge the money power for fear of the consequences. Our credit makers, the banks, serving in their turn big money, could easily, by a twist of the credit screw, check any such revolt. And that's exactly what is the danger there. Okay, let's start Mass. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatum hostium, quam ego in unius famulus tuus offeditibi Deum eum vivum et verum, pro inumidibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus catalocorum vivis acque defunctis, ut mihi edidis proficietat salutem. Deum qui humanis substantia divinitatem midibidito condidisium midibidus reformasti da nobis spiritus acquaravit mysterium meis divinitates, esse consortes quae militates nostrae, Iridinatus is particips Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tegum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offedimus tibi Deum cadicem salutaris, tuam de peccantes clementium, ut conspecto divini majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adoris suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo conjutus suscipiam rata Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tu hodie ubratia tibi Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificatur Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et benedicit oblata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas sanct oblationem quam tibi efferimus amore passionis resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honoram Deum matronam nostri et Papa Peter Sanctorum et Istionum et Omnem Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem et ili pro nobis intercede redine et in celis, quorum amore magimus in te spiritum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, suscipia Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nominis sui ad deditatem, quoque nostrum totiusque ecclesiae sui sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apute. Sursum corda, habemus a Deum. Gratias agamas Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Digito clementissimi Mater, Pater, Deum, Patrum Nostre, Deum, Patrum, Spiritum Sanctum, Pedenis, in Christum Fidei Tuum, Deum Nostre, Sanctus, Domus, Petimus. Tutti certe tese, benedicat, ex sanctum socorfici milibata. In primis quae tibi ferimus pro ecclesiam tuum sanctum catholicum compacificati custodiri aronari et rege Dei dignidis toto orbiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulum quatuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering, especially Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry and Benedict Santa Croce, Barbara Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Zeneda Luis and Amparo Cantu, Julian Gadavis, Luis Antonio Cantu, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantes Catholic Council office and monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion or transgenderism of any kind, anywhere, any place, or any time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society and to be members of the Trinitarian Guardians, the Guardians of the Trinitarian Theophany. We ask that gay quote-unquote marriage be banned everywhere and for all time. We ask for the reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity. We ask that women cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere for all time. We ask that the women come to understand that raising traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society. We ask God Our Lady that pornography and the quote OnlyFans unquote platform be stopped immediately and forever. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. We ask for the effects of the satanic ritual and Black Mass that was held on June 29, 1963, between the Vatican and the Masonic Mother Lodge in South Carolina be reversed and the spell destroyed forever. We pray for a successful farm season with lots of food that's grown naturally and raised naturally, animals that are raised naturally without injections, without intervention by the pharmaceutical industry to keep our food clean. We pray for the continued improvement in the food supply with less processing and only natural ingredients. We ask that CERN be shut down and all equipment destroyed, gateways and portals closed and destroyed, and AI pathways blocked and destroyed. We pray for hasty and successful court resolutions and outcomes for the Keller and Kendrick families, and that the Noahide laws be dissolved, reversed, destroyed, and that Catholic ones take their place. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et onem circumstantium, quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi afferimus verruc tibi afferent hoc sacravitium laudis, prosis huisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum prospe salutis et amitatis suae, tibi credum vota sua eterna Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et monem venerantes, in primis gloriose, semper Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnem sanctorum tuorum, quorum meditis precibus concedas, ut in omnibus protectiones tuae, muniamur auxilio per innum Christum Deum nostrum, qualum plationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratum acceptabile capicere dignidis ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat edictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pater et recepit panem sancta sacramentis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ad Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum somnum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit frege dedique lumnis sui dicens ocipite et mondo cata ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo quam ceremonia secipiens et hunc preclarum calicem in sancta sacramentis manus suus et in tibi gratias agens Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, consecrave dedique lumnis sui dicens ocipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis affundetur in remissionem peccatorum, et quod est umbrificiditis mei morfagietis. Unde et memores Deum nostre tui, sed a plebs tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostre, tam beate passionis, nec non et benfidis resurrectionis, sed et in celos glorias ascensionis, afferimus preclare majestatitude tuis donis actatis, supra quae popetso axa renovotur respicieri digneris. Sublites terramus Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, ibe hec preferipe manus tuum, ut quod exacatis participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum corpus et sanguinem subservimus omni benedictione celesti, et gratia repe amor benignum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for the deceased, and we especially pray for Yolanda Santa Croce, for whom this Mass is being offered, my nanny. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum crescentibus, locum refugieri lucis et pacis, ut onto gest et placamur per Deum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, benedicis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Dea Matrum omnipotente in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam nostra gratia plena Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum tecum, sanctum tuum in mulieribus, Dea Matronam nostra Matram Deum Iesum Christum, ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quae sumus Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Deum Matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in Diebus nostris. Ut per misericordiae Tui aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivet et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sed semper vobiscum et quoque apud ecce mixtio consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum fiat et ciebendibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, quaprante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuum unu vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum abomibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tuis impenin hadare mandatis, et atenum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam, receptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in inusum repressum non mi proveniet in idissima condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et tutum et metis corporis, et ad vedum percipiendam, qui vivis et regnas cum Deum matronam nostra in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostra non sunt dignius, quod subjectum meis in tanto verba sovereigna mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, quod subjectum meis in tanto verba sovereigna mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, quod subjectum meis in tanto verba sovereigna mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum, pro omnibus queritud mihi calicem salutaris accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum, et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae et ab inimicis meis abusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod orisum sumus Deum Iesum Christum, Puramente capiam et munere temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod somsit sanguis quam petave hera visceribus meis, presta, ut in me non remenia scelera macula quam pura sancta refectione sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, oremus. O my Deum Iesum Christum, please pardon my sins and save me from the fires of hell. Please deliver all souls from purgatory, especially those in most need. And may the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, equoque ab te, ite mises, Deum gratiam. Gratia tibi, Sancta Trinitam, et secum servitutis mei, blessum sacrificium corporis tuae majestatis in minus operitibus et tratatable iniquet omnibus proprius illud doctoris et miserante perpetuale peccatum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam, et Filium, et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam nostre, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O my Deum Matronam Nostrae, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. O my Deum Iesum Christum, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. O my Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, I adore thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ present here, in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of God our Lady, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. That concludes today's Mass, and I want to also let you know Maria does watch. And hello, Maria. And she continues her rosaries, and like us all, we appreciate all that you do, because she specifically prays for certain people and intentions, and man, does it help. Also, Greg, thank you. We look forward to seeing you in a few weeks, where we're going to do the grand event. We're going to ordain Greg, so we're going to have another priest. And I'm so excited because we need help, and we need his prayers and his vigilance. And I know he's a busy man as well, and has a family like myself. But these are the men who get it. So everybody, have a great day. See you tomorrow, and please go and sanctify everyone that you meet.